Don't you ever miss it? Home? I like our life here.
Hi everyone and welcome to another obscure Asian story. Expats is a new TV show released on Amazon depicting the life of expatriates in Hong Kong. The only problem, the people of Hong Kong, the very city where the show unfolds, can't watch it. They are greeted with a message saying it's unavailable in their location. So what's causing all this drama? Well, according to early reviews, the show's second-to-last episode, set to air on February 16, includes scenes recreating Hong Kong's 2014 umbrella movement. This was a massive 79-day protest against Beijing's restrictive election rules. And yes, you guessed it, this scene was already teased in the trailer. But apparently that's not even all. Even before its release, the show was already under fire, receiving plenty of criticism. So it seems like Expats is not just a show, but a hot topic of debate. Expats is a series conceived by Lulu Wang and inspired by Janice Y.K. Lee's novel The Expatriates. This series takes us on an intimate journey into the lives of three American women residing in Hong Kong, offering a profound exploration of women's hidden battles and a candid examination of class and privilege. The show more closely revolves around Margaret, a woman who embarks on a new life in Hong Kong with her family in 2014. However, their world is shattered when her youngest son, under the care of a Korean American named Mercy, disappears in a crowded market. But the intrigue isn't confined to the screen. The production of Expats in August 2021 ignited a firestorm of controversy. Nicole Kidman, who also served as a co-producer, was permitted to circumvent the obligatory quarantine for arrivals, a measure in place to control the COVID-19 pandemic. When Kidman was seen in public just 2 days after landing in Hong Kong, it provoked outrage among locals who were subjected to extensive quarantine periods upon returning from abroad. Some were even required to stay at temporary quarantine camps. The government defended this move by stating that Kidman's work was vital for the city's economy, and stating it was vital for the team to perform designated professional work. This decision, however, landed the government in hot water. Lawmaker Doreen Kong Yung-fun argued that the exemption did not cast the city in a favorable light. She argued that the quarantine requirements should have been enforced uniformly, irrespective of the identity of the arrivals. Even as Hong Kong was grappling with the aftermath of the pro-democracy protests of 2019, the government welcomed Nicole Kidman with open arms, granting her exceptions from quarantine. The South China Morning Post labeled the production tone-deaf. Australia's Sydney Morning Herald ran a news analysis piece headlined, "How insensitive can she be?" Social media users in Hong Kong were also bemused by the whole situation, highlighting the stark contrast between the preferential treatment this show received and the fact that it was later unviewable in Hong Kong. Accusations of privilege were thrown around in the media. An online chatter one Instagram user remarked, "The government deserves this portrayal after allowing these celebrities into the city without quarantine during COVID restrictions, while locals had to foot the bill for a 3-week hotel stay if they returned from abroad." But the series itself also isn't without fault. Adding to the controversy, Lulu Wang voiced her worries about the local language Cantonese being overshadowed by Mandarin. The series also touches up on the city's political climate, featuring scenes from the umbrella movement and protesters demanding universal suffrage, a scene not only be seen in the trailer, but is also said to come up in a later episode. This alone could potentially put expats in hot water with the Hong Kong government in the current national security era. However, the process is still unclear. Since July 2020, Hong Kong has implemented a new film censorship law, denied screening permits to 3 films slated to be shown at the 2021 Shortwave Film Festival, and saw the 11th hour cancellation of the theatrical release of the slasher film Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Winnie the Pooh is a forbidden character in China since he was often used as a light-hearted jab at Chinese President Xi Jinping. Moreover, none of the international documentaries about the events of 2019 have attempted to be released in the city. While Hong Kong's film censorship law doesn't extend to streaming services, the national security law, which criminalizes actions such as subversion and collusion with foreign forces, appears to hold sway. In an interview with the BBC Radio 4's Front Row, Lulu Wang, the filmmaker, shed light on the team's cautious approach to the political aspects of the show. She revealed, "We shot most of the political stuff in Los Angeles. It's definitely challenging. You know, there's a lot of questions of like, can you show this? What can you not? We worked with legal teams to really guide us, because you have to do it responsibly also. And there's so many people who are working on it who live in Hong Kong. But it was very important to me to be able to show this particular moment in this year in Hong Kong very accurately." The burning question on everyone's mind is, was it that city's government that decided to pull the plug on expats, or did Prime Video chose to err on the side of caution? Regardless of the answer, it's a clear indication of the challenging landscape for media and entertainment in this city. Dominic Lee Tsin-King, a Hong Kong lawmaker, highlighted that the unavailability of the show in Hong Kong was a decision made by the streaming platform, not the government. However, he expressed that the authorities should have been informed about the show's content, considering the exemptions that were granted. Interestingly, aside from the ongoing Apple Daily Jimmy Lai national security trial, most instances of media control in Hong Kong have not reached a courtroom. Instead, self-censorship has become the norm, often due to pressures behind the scenes. Expats isn't the only show that has recently raised eyebrows. The city's annual Drama Awards lost their government subsidy and venue. The Hong Kong Arts Development Council stated that last year's awards could have had a negative impact by involving Sun Zi and a freelance journalist who questioned the 2019 police narrative. By withdrawing the funding, the council minimizes its risk of violating the national security law. If merely inviting an inappropriate cartoonist to an awards show is enough to breach national security law's red lines, it seems that playing it safe is the best strategy. Media operators might face even more hurdles by the end of this year.
Well, first of all, why now? We can't wait. I've said it very clearly.
The Hong Kong government is currently introducing its own set of security laws known as Article 23. These laws are expected to encompass everything from treason to sabotage and foreign interference.
They are real. We have experienced all these threats. We have suffered from them badly. We were all very heartbreaking. We still remember the pain, the sorrow. We don't want.
While these rules do not cover streaming services, authorities have cautioned that online platforms are still subject to the national security law, which criminalizes broadly defined crimes like subversion, secession, terrorism, and collusion with foreign forces. Censors have since directed directors to make cuts to their films and denied permission for others to be shown.
He's like a little angel that killed 50 million people.
This isn't the first time such an incident has occurred. Last year, an episode of The Simpsons disappeared from Disney+, and several media outlets not aligned with the government shut down. Episodes from The Simpsons that satirized the 1989 Tiananmen Square crackdown and forced labor in China were previously found to be missing from the Disney+ streaming services in Hong Kong. Interestingly, locals watching the show via VPN have a different perspective on the whole situation. According to an article in the South China Morning Post, one viewer found the depiction of Mercy's life, especially her unrealistically large apartment, somewhat inaccurate. He insists that the people he met in Hong Kong were far from the judgmental and condescending characters portrayed in the show. Others questioned the portrayal of Hong Kong, particularly a scene where a toddler gets lost in a market. They also claimed that the show only reflects a portion of expat life and some depictions like the extravagant boat parties are exaggerated. But isn't that the whole point of the show? To showcase extravagance and over-the-top behavior? In the end, neither Amazon Studios nor the Hong Kong government have issued a statement. It remains to be seen how this show and future movies will evolve if they wish to continue being shown on the Chinese market.
Even you.
I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for watching. See you next time!